Hey everybody, so I did my action research on having a class wiki, and this all kind of developed at the very beginning of my student teaching experience. The first week we went to the library. Every Wednesday students have about 20 minutes in the library to pick out AR books, and students really had a hard time with this, and I was helping some students making some recommendations. This is something they've been doing all year long. So, by the time I got in there, they should have had it pretty much down pat. But students were really having a hard time finding something that interested them, and so I decided to have a list in the classroom, a sheet of paper, and it was AR books, Ms. Jones, and others must read, and it had the book title, the author, the genre. I don't think there was anything else, but I told the kids I was going to be posting in the classroom, and it was filled by the end of the day. So then I brought in another sheet, and that was filled by the end of the day. And so I started thinking, I need a better way to do this, so it's more organized by genre, so students can find what they're looking for. There wasn't very much time in class for them to go back there and look at it and peruse it. And especially if they wanted to do it right before library day, there's no way all the students would be able to look at one, packet of paper. So then, I can't remember if it was Katie or Dr. Cater, but somebody recommended it to me that maybe doing something online, and I had been playing with that idea, so I ended up developing a class wiki initially just for that. And then it obviously grew and expanded to be so much more. Students made book recommendations on there. I started requiring students to go in there. I navigated the site in the classroom with using the LCD projector. Assigned them all usernames and passwords that they were already familiar with, and just got kids started on it. And it really didn't pick up at first. They thought it was interesting. The first time we did it in the classroom, it was very difficult because you have to steal locks to be able to edit the same page, and kids were stealing locks and freaking out, but they were having a really good time with it. So kids' enthusiasm was there, but I don't think they really understood what it was all about. So I just spent a lot more time going into that. On the front page it talks about a lot about the purpose of the wiki, what we're using it for, and basically I wanted to have students have a voice. It's something they previously really didn't have in the classroom, and I wanted students to have a place to develop that voice and to talk about what we were doing in fun and exciting ways in and out of the classroom. So a lot of class discussions we had would continue on to the wiki, or they would have something they had to respond to on the wiki for homework, and that would initiate discussion the following day. So there was a lot that we were doing with the wiki. Initially I had to have a lot of requirements, like you were required to do to write a response on the wiki on this page, you're required to upload one book recommendation, and the reason I did that was that students weren't accessing the site on their own. And once students started navigating it, started accessing it more, the comments started popping up, "This is such a cool site, thanks Ms. Jones, this helped so much, this is the greatest site ever." So I think it was really about getting students involved in the process, initiating that contact with technology for them, something that they're unfamiliar with. I would definitely recommend implementing technology as early on as possible within your classroom, because at the beginning of the year, make it a regular part of your whole class your class as a whole, because students need time to get comfortable with it, because they became more comfortable, but it was already after I'd been there a little while, and they started using it all the time. They were responding to discussion topics I put up there and didn't even ask them to respond to. They were making a conscious effort to be an active participant in the wiki, something that was not directly required of them. It was something I kind of hoped for, and I had some expectation that students would use it, but they definitely exceeded my expectations and the type of thoughts and discussions they were having. Students started commenting on other students' comments. I guess it took it to a new level when one of my students asked, "Can we have a music recommendations page?" Because we were doing song activities dealing with mood and tone in class. I said, "Well, yeah, of course, if you can tie it to mood and tone." And that page has just taken off, and kids are continuing to add to that after I've left. Another thing that really was, I think, a pivotal point in the wiki is when one of my students initiated a discussion about the release scene in The Giver. It was something that really bothered her, and she wanted to tell her opinion about it, and she wanted to ask others what they thought. And she used that wiki as a forum to be able to do that, and I thought that was so awesome. Something I was so impressed by and so excited by. So I think it's really about getting students excited, enthusiastic about it. I would definitely have a class wiki in my classroom, no doubt about it. It really made students think in fun and exciting ways. It got them, they were thinking academically and thinking thought-provoking ideas outside the classroom, and I don't think we can ask for more than that. Um, some of the things that I want to consider are Dr. Cater showed us something about a wiki where you can update it at the same time and edit the same page. So that's something I'm going to look into. Thinking a little bit more deeply about how do I get students involved that don't have classroom computers at home or don't have the internet. I was always available during lunch, before school, during directed stay, which was a study hall, and sometimes during class. But it is hard to have that technology available every day. So definitely devoting time in the classroom to be able to explore and navigate the site. That way you can, if people are having issues with it or having problems, you can address it right up front. But absolutely loved it. I highly recommend it. And you really should, if you want to look at the wiki, go for it. I'll post it somewhere so you guys can find it. But anyways, thanks.